Hey, hi there, French vinyl addict coming for another video. I hope you guys are enjoying the summer times. I do. Last month I was lucky to take a trip to Toronto. So I went to a couple of record stores and this is what I found. Ready? Let's go. So yeah, Toronto, great city. I was there for a Canadian Day on the 1st of July. And I was lucky because during the weekend I visited maybe 3 or 4 record stores. Everything got open. And the first one I have found, let's kick off with that one. This is John Coltrane, my favorite things. I know a lot of people are watching my video. I think of you, Joseph. You are a jazz freak, so you really know about that album. This is probably one of the first he made. Correct me if I'm wrong, when he left Miles Davis Band. I already had that album on CD, and funny enough, that record store had both versions. The very first pressing, 1961, cost an arm and leg. And they also had, this is a reissue, I think early 70s reissue, with the label Atlantic. And I got it for a much decent price, obviously, and it still sounds, let's say, analog. So I still can enjoy that record the way it should be. The second one is another genre, another style. This is Simple Minds. This is mid 80s, mid 80s period of Simple Minds. Prior their big album with Don't You. I just got for a decent price. I know a lot of people don't mention much about that album. So yeah, I was curious because it doesn't contain a lot of hit. Didn't know about the songs it contains. So yeah, I was just curious, and I'm lucky because 80s records are mainly in decent conditions. You don't have to pay 30 or 40 bucks sometimes for such a good quality record. So I say, yeah, why not? So Simple Minds, Sparkle in the Rain. And I think this is a Canadian press. It is a Canadian press, A&M Records. And yeah, this is really nice compared to the records from the 60s or from the 70s. Mainly not always in good condition, and price are always high. We can have really good bargain finding 80s records in good condition with a very interesting price. The third one is also a British band. That's Squeeze. I know that band didn't have much success in the US. That's late 70s post-punk era. It's very pop. It's very British. Probably you know the song Up the Junction and Cool for Cats with a really thick British accent. It's really cool, really great album. It's a best of. Yeah, I think it's a compilation of 45s. Squeeze, so you know, I just got for less than $10, so I thought, why not? On to the next. The next is Billy Squire. This is interesting because the first time I got into vinyl a couple of years ago, there were this French YouTuber Olivier Boutserin who was talking about that album in this video, and I had on my list, and I wanted to have on nice conditions US pressing if possible, and I had to wait like 4 years to find a decent copy of that record. Billy Squire, I think it's second album Billy Squire made, and it's pure guitar album, early 80s, a lot of blues influence, interesting. So Billy Squire, Don't Say No, and I think it is a US press. Yeah, it is. It's a US press, as you can see, very decent condition. So Billy Squire, Don't Say No. Then, if you remember watching the video Findings in Vermont, I was mentioning a record from Jin Clark. And on that video, I was mentioning that I had only one record, the one I found in Vermont, and I was looking to get the other one from Jin Clark. that I didn't have at the time, and I was lucky to finally find those 2 records I was looking for. I've been looking for years. Those 2 ones. Jin Clark. Jin Clark is in my ears a pure genius. He was in the Byrds. I think he was kicked out of the Byrds because he had problems with David Crosby, and he made those 2 albums. I think 77 and 70. 1967, 1968. This is a solo album with the Gosling brothers. I really like that album. A lot of great songs, Echoes, Elevator, Operator, and I was lucky to find that album US Press original in mono. So really cool, really folk, great voice, Jin Clark. And this last one on the list is Jin Clark and Doug Dillard. This is an album he made with the banjo player Doug Dillard, released in 1968, as I said, and is purely underrated. Really great folk album, banjo, really post late 60s folk music. The fantastic expedition of Doug Dillard and Jin Clark. And as well, I got this vinyl in original. This is a stereo pressing, but it's an original US press. So really cool. This is it. Maybe you know about one of the other albums. Please write me in the comment section what do you think. If you have more information about records I have shown, don't hesitate. Thank you for subscribing and stay tuned for the next chapter. Bye bye.